Welcome to Tamisha Iman's Tuck Me Dead.
Yes, on the TamishaImanNetwork.com.au
/ Tamisha Iman / Tuck Me Dead.
/ she said what she said.
So yeah, if you missed, I don't know how you would have missed this if you listened to us, but we've been in contact with a queen, the queen.
I wonder who it was.
Tamisha Iman. Yes. And it's literally real, guys. Like none of it was fake.
There are receipts. There is email receipts that we could we could leak these receipts. We're not going to because it's not really a point. But I promise you they're real. That makes it sound like it's not real, but I promise you it is real.
Yes. Yeah. So the update is we are currently in talks with Tamisha Iman.
Trying to set up a meeting. We know that she's busy this weekend.
She's been busy this weekend. She said once it's Tuesday, she has some more time.
I just... Every time we talk about it, I'm pretty sure I disassociate.
A little bit too, as well.
Yeah, but I'm floating and I'm not really sure this is real.
Hello, yes, welcome to Tamisha Iman's Tuck Me Dead.
Yes.
I'm Seán, this is Seán.
I'm Seán, that's Seán.
Yes, and we are, have you been able to tell? We've had a couple of drinks.
Oh, that's so rude. Yeah, we have.
It's a long weekend here in the great city of Canberra.
Yeah.
And so we have tomorrow off, and we've decided we just decide we're going to drink.
Yeah, well, I've been away for I've been in...
oh, yes, what have you been up to?
I went to Sydney on Friday night to see my first gig in a very long time.
Yes.
Music gig, not drag week.
Yeah.
Gwig. Sorry, I'm not supporting our queens right now, but
yes,
I need to support my musicians just as much because it's been a long time since I've gone to a music gig, and that was very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it different? Did they do some kind of social distancing vibe, or is Sydney pretty much like who cares anymore?
I think it was I think they didn't sell out the venue.
Oh.
But I was like sitting next to people, so it was... Well, actually, me sitting next to people, I was in the middle of the 3 friends that I went with. So, yeah.
So you're like, I just sit near people. They might be people I know, but ill.
They were not 2 seats away from me. No, it was fine. It was a beautiful hall.
Wonderful.
And then I went to Wollongong, the Gong, where the Sean's parents live.
Oh,
yes. Kevin lives in Wollongong.
The Kevin of episode 1.
Of episode 1, if you remember.
Season 3 of Tuck Me Dead.
We didn't catch up, unfortunately. I did think about reaching out.
You would have liked that, actually.
I know. I really wanted to hang out with your parents. But I was like, maybe I'll save it for next Boxing Day.
Yeah, true.
Come up and hang out on Boxing Day.
Love it.
Have a fun Christmas vibe. But yeah, and then I just got back today, so...
Wonderful.
I wanted to drink with Shani, and we may have gone a bit too hard.
We've only had 2 drinks, but I was tired, so it's really gone to my head.
And you've had a big weekend yourself.
I did. So this means nothing to anyone else who's listening to this, but basically...
But for the people that do know or do care or do live in Canberra and are aware...
Yeah. There is a bar that used to operate in Canberra, and it was probably the only bar I would go to because it was good.
Yes.
Because in Canberra, there's not a big amount of queer venues, and actually that's wrong. There'll be a lot of people who would attack me being like, there's plenty of queer spaces and things going on, and they do.
Sure.
And sure, they have queer events, they do these drag nights and stuff, but they're all it's very heavily ticketed stuff, and it's I don't know,
or entry fees, or it's just a certain type of vibe that's not relaxed enough.
Yes, which is fine. I'm happy. Once there's a drag show, I'm happy to pay the tickets. It's just where do you go on a Friday night when you're just I just want to go for a drink, and there's not a scheduled
and a boogie
event
for with music that's
that
you want to dance to, that's not just a beat.
Exactly.
All the time.
So Knightsbridge was that place. It's called Knightsbridge. Ironically,
Penthouse.
Knightsbridge Penthouse, but it wasn't. It was
the ground floor.
Next
to a car park.
And now it's just slightly further up the road. They reopened. We never thought they were reopening.
It's been a journey.
Yes.
It's but this club, to our friendship circle, we have a group chat named after this club because just starting from, hey, who's going out tonight? Can we meet you all there?
Yeah. It was the place. So now it's back. So I went Friday night because it was their official opening night.
Yep.
And it was just the same as it always was, and it was really cute. And then went last night because half of us didn't go, and then everyone was a little bit we got to go to Knightsbridge. And I'm but I've already been.
But then, But that used to be our whole weekends of going Friday, Saturday night. So I feel like you've just played into tradition.
Well, no, this is my issue. I'm like, I'm now at the age where I'm like, I can't be doing this. I'm exhausted.
And a year of being locked inside all like day. So
who goes clubbing 2 nights in a row now? Not me. I should be in a hospital right now.
Boo.
I've got like a throbbing headache.
Be better. Boo.
Anyway.
Me being like, if it's open tonight, do you want to go?
I'm like, yeah. Another Aperol Spritz and I'll be...
Absolutely.
Anyway, we must talk. Speaking of Aperol Spritz, which is... Wait for the connection.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one.
The colour of it reminds me of AS6.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colour schemes. All-Stars 6 has been announced this week. We must talk about it. Thoughts. Because my thoughts are just like a bit like... Initially I was like... don't care.
Right.
But now I'm
settled into it?
No, I've just decided that Ginger Minge needs to win and I'm going to watch it purely for Ginger.
If she doesn't win, what's the point of going on like...
Exactly.
What, this is her third chance?
Yes.
Because she was already on an All-Star, so this is her second All-Stars.
Yeah. And she... Oh, okay, so basically I try to watch the
Meet the Queens. Which is like, babe, we've already met him.
Yeah,
we know who
I'm
they
a bit
are.
like, and they're showing all these clips. I'm like, babe, this is all going to be in the first episode. Let's not spoil this for ourselves. But I tried to watch some of it. It was incredibly long.
It was like an hour. It was like a movie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm losing my headphones. How do I keep these on? Do I look ridiculous now? Anyway,
you get a little bit of hair. Let me fix that for you.
Can you just fix my... Guys, it's just we're having a crisis.
Let me tuck your hair in.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, that's better.
Oh.
It feels like it's on my head now as well.
Might be a bit... I don't know. We'll see. We'll get it in the edit.
But yeah, no, so I watched a bit of it because I watched it for you guys to be like, this is what happened. Nothing happened. It was incredibly boring. But I started playing a drinking game because this was Friday night. And I was listening to music and just watching it with captions on. And I started playing a game where it wasn't a drinking game.
I just hope that you're just by yourself at this point.
I can't. No. Yeah. I think I was. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Pat was in the other room getting ready, but essentially I was by myself. And my game was just look at the queens' faces. Because obviously they film all the promo stuff after they've done the series, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of doing promos, the queens know if they're in the top 4 or if they've gone home.
I mean, yeah, true, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was playing a game of look at their energy and guess who's in the top 4 based on how happy and like confident they look.
Committed to the bit they were.
Yeah. So Jiggly, not in the top.
Oh no.
Ginger, in the top.
Yeah.
Just based on their vibes. But hey, maybe they're in the top 4 and they're just exhausted.
Do you want to commit to a top 4 right now?
No, because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay. You got to Jiggly and you got to Ginger and you're like, I'm finished.
Yeah, I just get the vibe that Jiggly's going to leave early and it's going to be one of those like, Old Queen returns, isn't as good, disappointed in themselves.
Aww.
And then Ginger just seemed like she was top 4.
Ginger's just a fucking like ball of confidence though. Yeah. So yeah.
Also, like her entrance look is so fucking ugly and ridiculous, but like purposely.
Oh, did they have the entrance looks in this?
Yeah, they even had them walk in. Yeah, and it is so funny.
Too many spoilers. Yeah. No,
it is so funny though. One of the queens is like, "What the fuck are you wearing, girl?" And I'm like, "This is so funny."
Oh no.
Anyway, so it's worth it just for that. In terms of the color scheme.
Oh yeah.
Tina Burner. If you're listening,
we'd like to give a statement from Tina Burner.
This is how you do it, Tina. This is how you do those colors together.
You got to have that like, because I'm assuming they went for the sunset vibe.
Yes.
But there was just a lot of like deep reds and yellows.
Yeah. But they did have a little bit of
the pinks in between
vibes going on.
So
as well.
There was a lot of talk of like, it's just Tina Burner. Come on, guys. But I was like, oh, no, but there was like that little sunset bit at the start, so I liked it. And then I was like, am I a bitch for being like, that's beautiful, but Tina Burner, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't, actually, no, in saying that, I didn't like the colour scheme, but the way it was filmed was really good. Like, it looked like money. So it's now being shown on Paramount Plus.
Yes, that's a bit of tea.
Is
right?
that tea?
I don't know. That's different.
No, babe. It's a plus after the Paramount.
No, it's
not
Paramount tea. Piping hot.
But yeah, no, it's it looks like more money's been thrown at it, and it looks like Paramount's got some more cash monies to go with this. Well, but does this mean we're going to have to subscribe to another
Plus?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the whole thing of I don't want to pay for another subscription, so I'm just going to stop watching Drag Race?
No, I don't want to have to pay for another subscription service. So, Tamisha, can you pay for our Paramount Plus account so we can watch it for you?
Should we get in contact and be like, hey, we're actually doing something in regards to this. Can we get this for free, please?
Yeah.
No,
so
that was never going to happen.
No. But so I'm interested to know what happens about that. But it said exclusively on Paramount Plus, so I'm assuming.
Well, surely if they're trying to take things off like Stan, like, especially for Australia, like I'm not really sure how.
I don't know how it works in America.
It works in America if they watch it on WoW.
I assume they just get it on WoW.
On WoW, but is that its own streaming service or just an online thing? I don't know if you pay for WoW. I think you might. But
you do, yes.
But if Paramount is trying to take it from these like kind of juggernauts in a sense,
yes,
they'd be throwing a lot of money at it. Like Drag
Race
is worth so much money. They would be like, we're going to give you movie quality sets.
Yeah.
All this space, all these cameras, all these lightings, all these crews, and all this reward money.
Do you reckon there's more reward money?
$1 million. I'm kidding. No. It's never going to be that.
Please, no.
Could you imagine? How pissed off would you be? If you were another queen from an early season, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Or just Drag Race Down Under. Like, oh, great, $30,000. Speaking of...
Oh, yeah, maybe we should talk about that.
Yeah. So, episode 5 of Drag Race Down Under. Yes. We got there, girls.
Are we halfway now?
We are. So,
for the people that are, like, ready for this to be over, we're halfway, guys. Don't worry, we're nearly there.
And I feel like some people are. I've been reading online, based on the outcomes of this episode, a lot of people are like, this is over.
They're not digging it, which I can get in a sense. Like, we've kind of bagged out some of... the production of it all, like it's moving too fast. I'm not getting to see the queens or know about the queens.
You know what the mini challenge this week was? The challenge was to get Kitamine's confessional in focus, babes.
Oh, no.
Babes, it was like, it was blurry. Only for the beginning, but I was just like watching
Nobody won.
I was like, who was filming this and just like didn't notice?
They were tired that day. They were so tired.
Anyway, but we've bitched about the quality.
Exactly. We bitched about the quality, so we're nearly done. That's basically what I was saying.
Yeah. No, it's just, I mean, we've got an all-white top 6 now? 5.
Yeah.
And the only other person who was slightly different in some ways, slightly diverse in some way, has now gone home.
Yes.
So we had our top all-white cast, and now we've got our top all-white cis cast.
True.
Like a bit yikes.
Wow.
Bit yikes.
I can see why people are kind of done with it.
And also there was a whole thing about blackface in this episode.
Yes.
And the one person who called that person out is the one who went home. I know it's all...
RuPaul went home? I'm kidding.
Like, no, just the way it's played, I'm like, I know it's not on purpose. It's like, it just read seems the room like production.
It seems like a fucking, like, you can't write that.
Yeah, it's like
if you were to be like a couple years ago, to be like, oh, this is how I reckon Drag Race Down Under would go. Ooh.
Yeah, yikes.
Hello.
Anyway, let's talk about that a little bit more in a bit.
Yeah, we'll
get firstly, we come into the workroom. Anita's gone home. She writes something like, never forget my dry ass pussy on the board.
Fantastic.
Once again, great. Love you,
miss
Anita.
Her. I miss you. Yeah. Anita, I miss you. Please come home.
We miss you, Anita. And then their actual mini challenge this week was the reading challenge.
Yeah, we got it. What were your thoughts? We clock those Dame Edna glasses.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even notice that reference. Very good.
But,
Nah. There's been, to be fair, actually, not against Drag Race Down Under at all. Just, it's one of those things, like Snatch Game, everyone's always really pumped for it. They're always excited for that moment. They want the reading challenge. They want the Snatch Game.
Yes.
And about 85% of the time, it disappoints.
Yeah,
because people are looking for a high bar, and it's always like,
Yeah.
So, same thing again.
It was, like, terrible.
There's definitely been far worse.
Yeah, I had a few like laugh out moments.
Yes.
So, it wasn't like, what do you have like what was your top or bottom? Like, I can't remember the things that I hated, but like.
So one of my favorites was Ketamine going electroshock, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Because I love structurally, I love a joke that feels like it's going to keep going and then it stops.
Yes, it gives the audience a journey, and I love that.
You're like the anticipation. You're like, oh, that's really good, and I love that. But then we do have to talk about Art Simone, who we were hating on a couple of episodes ago. I'm happy she's back because she had the best read. Yes, she not only acknowledged et cetera's pronouns in a certain way, but then had a joke about it, which started, and I was a bit like, oh no.
I know. I was a bit like, my fucking asshole was clenched. I was like, what's happening? Like, what are you going to be saying?
And then it was so good.
Yeah.
What a good joke. So I was happy. So Art won that. I was happy with that. But yeah, there was a lot of like, what is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, you know, Scarlett Adams just had nothing good. So saucy.
Karen had nothing good.
There's a few flatliners.
There was like
Electroshock had some fun ones, I'm pretty sure. Oh, what she said to Scarlett Adams was like, I know you're a great dancer, great choreographer. I also know you like sit on, like you can do pole dancing. So like she was like,
sit on this.
So yeah, and spin on it. Spin on this. And I was like, that's fun.
Yeah.
Bit like, obviously I think like Kiwi humor is very much more like punchier and like a bit more like, here's the point.
Yeah, right.
So like it might have not translated to some people like watching that and be like, oh Jesus, that was a bit rude.
I definitely feel like there'll be American viewers of this who will be like, oh, that was all a bit rough and harsh. But like,
which
it's all
I
in
think
good
also
jest.
follows on into like the challenges of it, everything being a bit crass and a bit dirty.
Yes.
So that's things to talk about.
That's a very good point. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think, I don't know. It was fine. It happened.
It happened.
That's how I felt about this episode a little bit.
And the library is closed forever in Australia. We will never pick up a book ever again.
No. No.
Thanks, Google. That's what we got Google for.
And then we went into like a whole conversation about, pretty much the summary was that, et cetera was like, do you think I'm really shady? Yeah. And then everyone was like,
yeah, bitch,
yes,
obviously.
Bitch. And then it cut to her in a confessional being like, these queens think I'm shady. And she continued to be shady.
She's like, I just tell the truth because they all fucking suck and I'm going to tell it to them in the best way, it's me winking, possible.
But like literally it was like, girl, come on. Like, we love you, but you a shady queen.
I know.
Last couple episodes.
Surely like, okay, so looking on etc.'s like Instagram.
Yes.
Surely they know by now that they are very quite shady.
They
brought it up in like one of the things last week.
Yeah.
Was, hey, like they do like they're showing in Sydney every week.
Yep.
And they were like, hey, come watch me be a cunt to every queen in like the show this week. Yeah, and I'm like, so surely you know.
Also, in defense, I feel like there's definitely the potential to not realize in the moment. So like even in this podcast, for example, I will speak and be like, yeah, I'm not that shady. And then I'll listen back and go, like, I fucking read into everything. Like there's definitely that capacity to be shady without realizing 100%. So I get it, girl. And no one cares. It's just really, it was just a really funny moment. I was like, girl, you are so shady.
You're so shady. You're probably the only one here that's like, girl, you're going to really go out in that? That's not very good. And I get it in the sense of like, I'm just being honest, but like when it comes to drag, I feel like a lot of things get taken personal.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's like, don't take it personal. It's fine.
But you know, we've had how many seasons of Drag Race now? There's going to be one girl that takes it personal.
Yeah. And there's going to be a little drama. And
that's
we
like
live for that
drama.
You say
to me, I'm going to take it personal.
Oh,
I'm sensitive.
That's the thing. I think if I was on a show like this, I would 100% be that person who would take it personally. I'd be like, I'll be so chill on this. I'll be so relaxed. And then like 5 minutes later, be like, I'm so fucking cut up. I'm going to start shit.
You'd be perfect for a show like
honestly, I would be.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening who like casts this shit, just cast me on something.
But also,
I would start shit.
This man does not need it.
I've always wanted to go on like a dating show or like one of those shows and just full on just apply and be like, yeah, so I have a boyfriend. But I won't tell anyone. Can I just drop that bomb at some point?
They're like,
they'd be like, maybe.
maybe. But I also think producers want to work for it. It's like, I'm completely single, and they're going on your Instagram, you're like, here's my boo. And they're like, is this a joke?
Anyway, we'll make it work. Someone call me about this. So yes, this week's challenge, they got to sell a product. It's the episode where they sell the product thing.
Funny that it's like a sell the product, but
yes,
usually it's like sell your brand as well.
Yeah, and they did. You're right. They didn't really feed into that this week, which I has made all of my reads about the Queens kind of not make any sense now, because I was like, you've got to do your brand. But
I didn't really, I didn't get that. That was like sell your brand. Well,
I assume that's what it is, right? Usually, but they were like, it's
something to do with your drag that makes sense.
Now, yeast spread, very funny, very applicable. Love that concept of selling a yeast spread. It's just, I found it very weird that they all went for vaginas, pretty much.
I mean, it's the easiest route to take.
Yeah.
I guess.
But, I don't know. It felt a little lazy, but maybe the challenge was lazy.
You could have done like a mite at the end, because you've got Vegemite, obviously.
Yeah.
The main reference.
Yeah.
Marmite, the other yeast spread we don't talk about.
My question is, were they allowed, copyright-wise, to even mention mite,
Oh, do you reckon?
I don't know. It could be a thing.
But what if they did M-I-G-H-T?
Might. I don't know. There was like, it felt a little bit lazy.
They call it maybe might.
Also, yeah, you're right. Etc. is all going for that whole like glamour bug vibe. Yeah. Go as a mite, like a...
That's clever.
Etc. See, I would have saved your ass here, girl.
Oh my God.
Nah, I don't know if that's that clever, to be honest.
Yeah. Like bug mite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know.
Like, I think that's maybe worse. I don't know if I'm like, is a jar of piss worse than a jar of bugs? I'm not really sure. Lesser of two evils.
I don't know. And then, yes, and they were getting ready, and then this is when the blackface conversation happened.
Yes.
But it was done in that whole, like, workroom sense of things where it's like, oh, this is the emotional moment. But it felt a little... I want to know what your thoughts are, but basically it felt a little like a whole bunch of white people talking about racism in a room where the one queen who had done this act was then like... I'm the victim, feel sorry, I'm trying to apologize, I'm crying because I'm a racist. Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just...
Yeah, like, it felt... My opinion of the whole thing, it felt very scripted.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It felt like very much like, okay, now you say this, and now you say this. Mm-hmm. I believe that Etcetera's reactions, all those cutaways to her being like,
we're real.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what
true.
the fuck is
Karen
going on?
at some point looked really shocked as well.
Yeah.
Which is weird for someone who has a gollywog tattoo. But, yeah, it was, sorry. But it was just, it was like, they seemed really real, but then clearly what's happened here is production only caught wind of this.
That's what it seems like. They were like,
so they were like, we need to bring it up.
Someone say what you regret the most, and then they're like,
yeah.
Oh,
you're right.
Oh, like Scarlett, you regret that. Please bring it up. And then obviously the conversation happened. And I honestly, when I watched it happen, I was sitting there like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah,
oh my God, holy
it was
shit,
a little bit exciting, to be honest, to be like, oh, they're actually going to do this on the show.
And I thought it was going to be like a really in-depth conversation. I thought there was going to be a lot more like, I don't know, like a bit more of a conversation about it. But it was kind of like, literally, it was just like.
It was cut short.
Like, Scarlett said something, Etc. said something, Scarlett said something, Etc. something, and then Scarlett was like, yep. And that was it.
Yeah. Also, they used Scarlett a lot in that moment as the narrator of it, and I think that's wrong. I think you don't give the voice to the person who's done the act so they can be like, oh, I'm so... It's like, no, maybe have Etc. be in the confessionals a bit more to explain. I mean, well, actually, ideally, just bring fucking back JoJo's a hoe or something so she can sit there and go... Okay, here's why this is wrong. Actually, I would have watched a whole episode that was literally just, imagine they go on the runway and then RuPaul's like, so we're going to take you for an education. And then JoJo's just like, hey, bitch. And then the rest of the episode is just her taking her through like the history of race, like systematic racism.
Yeah.
I would have watched that.
I would have watched the fuck out of that. I know it was, like you said, it was like it's just a room full of white people being like.
Yeah. I mean, once again,
we're
just a room full of white people talking about a room full of white people talking about, it doesn't end.
You're so right. Oh my God. Jesus.
But yeah, basically what I'm saying is we can't really discuss it either. It's like, let those people who can, those people of color who can, let them do it.
Let them have their opinion about it.
Anyway, so this is now JoJo's host.
So we would
Drag
like
Race.
to, how about we pause this for a hot sec. If you don't know what she did or what it was wrong, Google it.
Google it.
Find out some information about it and have a look at like Indigenous queens in Australia and see their voices and their opinions. Go have a look at that
And
now.
then support them as well.
Yes.
Go out there
like
and do
their
that.
pages.
Yeah.
Do that.
And yeah, on that again, it like you said, it just felt when RuPaul called it out, it was like, come on, babe. Mm-hmm. This should be a stronger stance here.
Yeah,
I get
it in the sense of
but
yeah, because like cancel culture is very toxic as well.
Yeah.
I think there should be a level of, you know, like people can learn from their mistakes, but if they're constantly showing that they aren't or they're not genuine.
So that's the thing. So she was all like, I did this when I was a teenager, but we have the evidence that she did it in drag like a year ago.
Yeah. See, yeah.
And it's not just blackface. It was like lots of different cultures have been, I want to say appropriated, but it almost feels like the wrong word. It feels like the wrong word because appropriating is almost like you do the thing, but then this is like actively being a racist.
Taking fun of it.
Like making fun of it, yeah.
Taking the stereotypes and...
Yeah, and actually taking it as a comedy bit and when also, it's not funny.
You know, like getting money from those acts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
That, yeah. Interesting
it was a
that
very
like
big
Ru was...
moment.
I don't know, yeah. Like, interesting that Ru was very much just like... I'm glad that Ru brought it up.
Yeah.
But I was like, the whole time I was just like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Holy shit. This has never happened on Drag Race before.
And I also don't think we got the opportunity to see their reactions properly though. Like there was a bit of that in the workroom, but then it was kind of brushed over. Then they did their like whole runway, whatever.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been that moment. And we didn't get an untuck this week.
No, we didn't.
So I'm interested to know how the queens are going to react.
Annoying. Oh, you know what? I'm just...
It's so... I don't know. Maybe it was because they all just sat there awkwardly and went, yeah, wow, you're a racist. I don't know. But like, put that in there. I don't know. Yeah. I'm interested to see how the queens interact with her
that would have been a really
from
good...
now on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if next episode it's like it never happened, I'm going to be a little bit like, this is not good. Anyway, so I can see why people are upset at it. But you know what?
Absolutely.
This is a good place for production, but also everyone involved to take a good hard look at themselves and go, okay, we need to do better.
Yeah.
Because production from the get-go should have been like, we need more diversity.
Absolutely.
Imagine casting a nearly like mostly white cast, getting rid of the 2 POC queens, and then being like, oh, but one of us here did blackface, and we're gonna keep them on. They're gonna be safe. I don't know. I don't want to. I know what you mean. I don't want to be the cancel culture person, but like, I don't know. Justice was not served, is what I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna take a break because that's the thing we
need
can
to
do
right now. I need to sneeze.
Okay. Oh, sneeze, and then I'll have a little sippy, and then we can.
No, I lost it. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's go.
Are you sure you don't need to sneeze?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, we're back.
Oh, no. Exposed.
And now it's going to be time for... Oh, shit. I didn't
your
sync
favorite
this up.
audio grab. Yeah, nah, yeah. It's so jarring every single time.
Every time. Now it's time for Yeah Nah. Already, wow, we're mixing it. It's almost like we're an episode of Drag Race Down Under. We just sweep through it so quickly.
And now we're finished.
And goodbye. Thanks for watching. Anyway, we're gonna Yeah Nah both their ads and their looks. So up first is... Every time I do this, I'm always like, it's Anita Wiglet. And I'm like, no, it isn't. It's Electra Shock. Who was our winner this week?
Our winner. Can you believe it? She topped. Oh. I mean, that was the main.
Yeah.
Girl, way to manifest your way to the top. Honestly.
Oh, yeah, honestly. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
So look first. What do you think?
She killed it.
Yes. It's a nah yeah from me.
It's a nah yeah. I forgot what we were doing.
It's that segment.
Nah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Can you just play the music one more time? Just kidding. Please do not.
I really liked it. I thought the hair was really cool.
Yeah, smart. I love that she was like, all my wigs are a bit shit, so I just decided to paint one on.
But it looked really beautiful. So she did a really good job. I did think her ad was quite funny.
Yes. At the start, I was a bit like, oh, what's going on here?
Well, when we saw it being filmed, it was a bit like, oh God, she's trying to do RuPaul. And if Trixie Mattel can't do RuPaul, then this is... Yeah. But it actually worked really well. I thought it worked really well. I think it obviously helped that in an ad sense, rather than a Snatch game like Trixie did, you have like, you can put the set behind you like in the green screen. So you go, contextually you are RuPaul, I get it. So that all helped her. So I think she was safe in doing that in the end. Yeah,
plus it was just a little bit. Get it out, over and done with.
Yeah,
and
then
just be like,
let's never do it again.
Forget about RuPaul was even an ad.
But I think it worked. Also, on that, so the guest they had who judged that was Suzanne Paul.
Yes. Who
I believe is some kind of advertising powerhouse.
As in, was the judge on the runway?
No, so the judge on the runway was filming? An actress, the one who was during the filming.
Oh my God.
Did
anyone even give her any insight into what Drag Race is?
That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't think she understands what this show is she's on.
Has she even, like, met a gay person at this point? Because I was like, girl, do you not, like, what are you doing?
Like, so...
She was so shocked by the whole thing.
It started with Karen, I think, and then it was like, she was like, discharge, and then she was like, I hated the name of the product. I'm like, babe, you're in for a wild ride. Because this is Drag Race. Like, that is going to be pretty mild. Like, that is what's going to happen, girl. Like, no one's going to have a proper product name.
No.
And she was like, wow. At one point I was expecting it to cut to her and she was just going to be like, and wow, I just realized they're men in dresses. Like, she was so... Girl. We love you, Suzanne, but honestly, like, we wish someone had told you what was going on.
I wish I could, like, just wrap her up in a blanket and be like, it's okay, like, I'll just take you somewhere safe for now because this is not the world for you right now.
You don't want to be here. Yeah, it was really weird. As it went on, you could tell she was like getting more into it and going, oh, yeah right. But at the beginning, my God.
She was just like, oh.
Yeah, she had no idea what was going on. But yeah, so my read for Electra, though, it's a nah yeah for her ad. But when you, like you said, when you're like trying to do a brand, like you're trying to do your brand.
Yeah.
I didn't get a brand from her. It would like, because the whole thing was very like, it's RuPaul's Drag Race related.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's not really you, though. I'm not getting you from this.
No.
It was hilarious. But it wasn't like, I understand who Electra Shock is now. It was just like, oh, you've done a really good parody of Drag Race-related things.
So I think it was a good chance for her to show off her humour a bit more. So I think, like, humour-wise, get to know her a bit better. She's quite funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she won, obviously.
Yeah. I just feel like it needed to be more distance from... oh, it's a Drag Race reference and I'm talking about how I'm in the bottom and I need to be on the top. Like, it was like, that's boring. And personally, I hate it.
We're already following that narrative.
Yeah, and personally, I hate it when they do, like, the songs, right? Like, even, like, the final top four when they do, like, their music video song, right? I hate it for some reason when the Queen always does that whole, like, reference of, like, I'm in the top and I'm going to smash it. And, like, I don't care.
Blah, blah,
Tell
blah.
me a different song about your journey or something better. Because I don't care about the context of where you are in the competition. Because at some point, this song is going to be released into the wild and...
That's true.
It's not going to really matter. Like, just do a different... Like, Katya just talking about how she's a Russian hooker.
That is true.
Great, there's a story. Iconic. I don't care where you are in the competition because I'm just going to literally sing your verse like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thing I have. I don't like when they do that whole... But once again, it was still funny because then she was like, and it's full of and talent. Perfect comic timing.
That was one of my favorite parts of all the ads. I was like, the and talent bit, I was like, oh, she's going to do it.
Like you're waiting for it, yeah.
So I was like, I don't think it's ever been written on screen before. Like, this is really funny. And then she got me. Yeah. She got me good. And I really appreciate it. So.
Well done, Electra. I think well
You know what? I've come back around. I was like, I really wanted her to have that underdog story. And
that's right, yep.
She wasn't giving it to me. And I was like, I only have so much time for you. If you're going to waste my time.
And now she's back.
And now she's like done this. I'm like, oh, girl, I'm so proud of you.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Up next is Ketamine.
You remembered her name this week.
Yeah, finally. Hang on. Yenna.
Oh.
Yenna for both look and ad.
Ooh.
Sorry, kiddo.
I'm going to get her look.
Oh, yep.
and I don't remember her ad.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you because it makes me annoyed. And it was actually, because we went in this actual order.
I kind of half remember it.
So Alexis was funny because we got all these funny jokes and stuff. Kidders literally goes, hey, you know when you're like missing out on all those donut fillings?
Yes.
And
that's right. Yeah.
The room I was in, sitting there and we're watching it, we were all like, we have never experienced this. And I was like, all right, so already you've lost everyone in this room because we're like, we don't get what you're talking about. To be fair, the second line when she's like, I'm always missing my... I was like, oh, maybe that's the joke. She's just kind of like running with a thing that doesn't actually make sense.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, but it was dumb.
Yeah, and...
Also, do they put yeast spread in donuts? I'm confused.
No, I think that's
and then she put the yeast spread in her nose and it made a really awful sound.
That was very deeply uncomfortable.
And I didn't need that.
I also thought it was just like jelly for a hot sec, and then it was like, it came out like the spread, and I was like, oh shit,
yeah,
that's
it was... Great. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I was a bit like... Maybe it was because I watched it and I was like, I'd had a giant margarita beforehand, so I was a bit like, what's going on?
Okay, well, what did you like about the look then?
I just like butterflies.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, I will say it's well constructed. My issue I think I'm having with it is that it essentially looks like her last week's outfit, but if all the balls exploded into butterflies.
Like cocoons.
Oh, so I like last week's episode, like last week's, it was just little cocoons for the butterfly.
Oh.
Anyway, I just didn't like in the sense of like, I don't know. It's very nice and colourful. It looks like a repeat of like last week. Like
no,
literally,
it's
all rainbow again, and it's in the same kind of space.
That's fair. Look,
so
I
it was like a bit like
can
I want something
understand
different.
that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I was like, it's a nice little moment.
I get that.
And because I was a bit unsure on how, because I feel like a lot of the runways are Australia reference heavy.
Yes.
So I was unsure on how,
true. How does
the
that relate?
Kiwis were going to do like a Sheila reference.
Okay.
And you know what? I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't get it, but maybe that's just me not knowing.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, right?
So that's fine. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the winner of this episode, sorry, truly.
The winner of our hearts.
The winner of our hearts, Maxi Shield. Bless her.
And this is why we are Maxi Shield Stan podcast.
Every week, she just doesn't do no wrong.
Oh my God. I love her so much.
Honestly, as soon as she walked out, I was like, this is motherfucking Picnic of motherfucking Hanging Rock. And then she said, it's Picnic of motherfucking Hanging Rock. And I went, got it.
It is Picnic of motherfucking Hanging Rock.
So she did it so well.
Yeah.
So the fact that we got that straight away. For anyone who doesn't know what Picnic at Hanging Rock is.
Classic Australian movie that makes no sense to anyone who watches it.
It's so melodramatic for no reason.
And there's so much like phallic references about the rocks being like penises or phallic references, and it's like only the women are like...
Can you send me the location? No, anyway.
It's on the way.
Oh, no, it's actually nearby.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, I drove back from Wollongong today,
yes.
and, like, on the main highway...
You take a left
There's
at some
a big
point.
old sign that's, like, Hanging Rock.
Yeah. So it's somewhere close by. I've never been. Should we go have a picnic?
Oh my God.
Do you think people just do that? Probably people fuck around and probably just have picnics there all the time, don't they?
I mean,
is it based on a real thing? I don't know. I've just realized I know nothing about this. I feel like it is.
I did a whole thing on it at uni, and I like literally was like, this movie is so confusing.
It's very... All I remember, it's very long.
It's very long.
And I'm just like, why? And there's there's that one girl who just keeps screaming all the time.
And that's so funny because when she came out, I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. I hope she starts screaming. And then she literally was like on the runway, like kind of like melodramatically screaming. And I was like, yes,
perfect.
She's that one character. Because she keeps like all the popular girls like go up to the rock and they start like passing out or like they're walking away and that one girl, she's like a bit like unsure and uncomfortable. And she's like... I want, let's just say Amber for reference. She's like, Amber! And she just screams like her name for like no reason. Like keeps yelling. She hasn't moved. She's just like the same tone, just like yelling this girl's name out. And I'm like, it kills me every time.
Does she fall off the rock? Or she just goes missing? I can't remember.
They all just go missing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well... Anyway,
watch
check
the
it out.
movie. Make a fun drinking game of drink when you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Because you'll be drunk by the end of it, for sure. You'll be in a hospital for alcohol poisoning. Yeah. It's wild. Anyway, but yeah, she did it so well. She did it so well. Like, it was just so accurate. But then also it was really refreshing to see Maxi in that vibe.
Yeah, in a nice little gown.
Because she's very good at, like, doing very, like, nice, diverse, different vibes. Yeah. So last week, Fashion Queen. The week before... Camp, or I can't remember, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, she's covering a lot of bases. So impressed. Love Maxi Shield.
I love her so much.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, nah, yeah.
Nah, yeah.
And how this works.
Nah, yeah.
No,
wait. No. Actually, no. Yeah, her ad was kind of bad.
So
I was just nah, yeah, her dress twice.
Yeah. So yeah, nah to her ad, I think. It made no sense. Like Michelle said, she was supposed to be like becoming like a whore by the end of it. And I wanted whore and she wasn't a whore.
Oh yeah, it was like she ran out of things to do, so she was just sitting on that couch with those two guys and she's just like, yeah, a voiceover will do.
Which
I was like, girl, am I going to see anything else?
But yeah, it was a bit,
but
anyway.
This look saved my life.
Yeah, this look was beautiful. Moving on to Karen from Finance.
From Finance. Or from the...
Rural Fire Brigade.
RES. Is it RES? Rural Emergency Services?
Sure, I'll take it.
RFS?
RFS.
Rural Fire Services. This is so bad. We literally had such bad bushfires at the start of last year.
We don't even know who our heroes are.
And we were constantly like, oh my God, yes.
Look, I feel bad about the whole thing because you know where I was when the fires were happening? I was laying on a beach in Thailand.
Yeah, you fucking bitch.
And everyone here is like, oh my God,
meanwhile,
we're choking,
I was wearing
breathe.
face masks before it was fucking popular because you couldn't breathe outside.
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, in Canberra it was like, we didn't have the fires here, but because we're
literally a bowl.
We're literally, essentially, if you look at a map, that's, what do you call those maps? Where it's like the land and you see like the levels of the heights and all that shit. What's that called?
I want to say like a geographical.
Anyway, whatever that is.
Everyone else is
I'm
like,
sure someone who knows things is going to comment on YouTube and tell us what it is. And then, you know what? Why don't you fucking do the podcast?
But like,
clearly
actually,
know more than us.
if you want to let me off for a week, please.
But whatever that's called. Yeah, we're essentially a bowl. So all the smoke just came into our city.
It was coming from like Sydney and coming from like
the South Coast.
From the South Coast. So it was literally all just settling in one spot, and we were like,
hell,
can't go outside. And
a really kind of funny but not funny little moment I remember from it was when because Canberrans are actually really good-hearted people, I remember that all the South Coast and Sydney were all like, we're dying, we need just bottles of water, so because our taps and all that stuff isn't working. So our shops here, all of the bottles of water were gone.
Yeah, true.
Because every Canberran had bought them up to then donate to all these areas. And then all this like smoke started rolling in, and we like, there was this moment where it was going to be like, we're not going to have power, we're all going to be shut down. And we were all like, well, fuck, we just gave all our water to everyone else.
I'm like, I'm dying, but I feel good about the
but I was
charitable
a good person.
spirit that I have.
Anyway, I like the message in some way. We Karen.
Yeah, I thought it was completely relevant.
Yes.
I loved it.
Works well with the Sheila Bush thing.
Yes.
But
I
think it's a yeah-nah.
Yeah, I'm going to have... it's a yeah-nah for me. I don't know why. It's like... It's just upset me.
It doesn't look
I just don't
that nice.
Maybe... I don't know if... I feel bad if it's like she colour matched the correct tone, like yellow tone to what the actual firefighters wear. But I hate this colour so much, and I hate that it's lace.
Oh, is it lace?
I'm pretty sure it's lace.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's wrong. Also, and it's not pretty. And like, okay, I think my issue is that I'm waiting for Karen to do a look where I go, wow, you've blown me away. And it hasn't happened yet. And this isn't blowing me away. And I'm like, you're just wearing a fucking helmet again, babe.
Yeah. I also
last week she was wearing that stupid Chappelle Corby wig.
Oh.
And she's giving me, I don't know if this is an accurate description, but she's giving me like Lego person vibes. Like literally her head just looks like she's just slotting shit, like little plasticky things onto her head each week. And I'm like, you look more like a Lego person than a drag queen at this point. Does that make sense?
Karen in Finance in the Lego Movie 3.
Like, does it make sense visually? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Especially in this one, because it's like,
I want something elevated, babe.
I know.
Next week. Fuck.
Please. Hopefully she was just like, I'm just going to save my best outfits for last.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
And she knew she could coast through the competition with what she had.
But like this wig isn't even elevated. Like, I don't know.
I kind of love the wig. Oh. I kind of love it. I think it's just so like...
There just could have been something more. I don't know what the more is, but something more... I don't know. I think,
if there was like a bit of a reveal to like a...
Yes.
Or if it was like she'd come out like dusty and like...
Yeah, so they were all like, oh, this is an important message to make. And I was a bit like, yeah, but no. Like... compare
it kind of was.
Compare the comments to that based on Jojo Zaho's like first like runway look.
Yeah.
Like,
they spent way more time on this.
They spent so much more time on this being like, such a political statement. I'm like, babe, the other one was like literally about Indigenous people and their land.
And also
like,
extremely relevant because I'm pretty sure like we were having protests at the time that was happening.
And meanwhile, no, apparently Karen wearing like a lace fluoro thing. Oh, no. Support our fight. Like, what?
But also, like, yes, support our fireys because they're all volunteers and we really appreciate them.
Yes, we do.
Also, if you are in the Canberra area, I do know that they are looking for more volunteers or firefighters. Okay. So if you want to become a firefighter, please, like, register.
Yeah.
I just think that's real special.
No, that is good. That's good. But yes, the look is... Yeah. And then I can't even remember her ad because it was that unforgettable. Because I literally cannot remember it. It was, I remember the reads on the judging was also the same thing. I was like, no, we need more of you in there. Like, we need more. Oh yeah,
more. It was just bigger. Very like.
She's just like, just traveling.
Yeah, she needs to be punchier. Like, fucking give us a stupid laugh. Give us give us your full personality. And I know she's got it. And I think
she has it.
And I think after this episode, she might bring it out.
Yeah.
I think this was.
She's gonna have a fire under her ass because she's a. Rural firefighter.
She's going to take off the outfit and then not know how to put it out.
Anyway, Artsmoon, who is actually impressing me.
Well, that's the whole thing, right?
Loving her.
We knew she had a lot to bring. It's just kind of upsetting that she came back in the way she did.
Yes. Contextually, it was just a bit shit.
Yeah.
It's a nah yeah for everything with her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, though.
I have a bit of a... I just had a bit of a lull moment when I saw this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know how last week when Karen from finance, she got so like, oh my God.
Red for being a character.
Yes, she got red for being a character, but like in her own mind, she was like, oh my God, Artsmoon's back. I've got to like bring the judges something else. I'm going to do my other Snatch Game option on the runway.
A terrible choice.
And like, it'll be funny because it'll be a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then literally got red to filth, nearly went home. And then Artsmoon has done kind of the same thing, but done it way better with more context and like an actual known character.
And that's why I think this works so well because it's a character, sure, but even if there was no character to it, it still works contextually in this because you're doing a Sheila, it's the bush. Like she started with the whole bush ranger vibe, took it off. Like it actually made more sense. And then it's like, it's more like a reference rather than being like, I'm being this character. Yeah. And last week it made no fucking sense.
Because I think, as like a Sheila, when like it was kind of explained to Rue that like, oh, like a Sheila could just be like, it's just a common term for like an Aussie lady.
Yeah, but like in a working class sense.
In a working class sense. And like Kath and Kim, the ultimate working class family.
Sheila. Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. And like the accent kind of does put onto it a little bit. I think of like Sheila, I do think of a bit more of like a kind of out in the suburbs kind of person, or like a bit more rural, not like city dwelling, or like
And so I think
perfect.
Nah yeah to everything.
Nah yeah to everything.
Except
I don't remember her ad to be honest. So I'm just going along with you.
So her ad was her kind of taking the piss out of Americans in a way.
Oh yeah, that was a bit weird.
So I liked it. So nah yeah for me for the ad because I really got it. I just think she should have read her audience a bit more.
Yes.
And I just know that Rue and Michelle would have been a bit like they would have been like, we don't get it.
Oh,
and it's
like,
because you're making fun of them, but they don't understand what you're making fun of because it was like a bit
Koalas.
And they're like, do we actually say koalas? And like, you could see Michelle, that was a perfect example, right? She's like, we don't say koalas. And I'm like,
but you said everything else in that.
I'm like, but Michelle, like, that's the joke. Like, she's putting on a more emphasized, like, like she's taking it, like,
absolutely.
The fact it was going over Michelle's head at that moment, I was like, it's not going to work. Yeah. So she should have stayed clear from like doing an American joke thing.
I agree with that. But then
also, I liked it. So
I thought it was a bit. Now I'm starting to remember it.
Yeah.
God, I'm so bad at this. I think it wasn't the best one for me. So I was a bit like, I'll say no, but I was.
There was some good moments, but
I wasn't like totally like. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
etc. I've also realised literally a minute ago that I say etc.
I think so funny because whenever Rue says it, she says etc. etc.
And I'm always like,
but
what?
Everyone else on the show says etc.
Yeah.
And I think she might say it herself. I know I say etc.
But that's how I feel like in an Australian accent, you just say accept.
And
like,
that's what
I'm not
that's
saying.
my realization was.
Like what's happening in my brain. I'm not a linguistic person, but it's like the T and the C get combined, and it actually does make a little bit of an X sound. I'm not saying X. It's not like I'm like saying etc. If I was saying etc., I'd be saying etc. But it's etc. It just comes out as an X. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, that broke me earlier when I was thinking about it.
Does it have something to do with like where we speak in our like mouth? Because we speak a bit at the
back because we're nasally. Is that? I don't know. Anyway, that's a different podcast.
Anyway,
I honestly don't.
You're not going to learn anything new on this podcast.
You're not going to learn anything here. Someone else can let us know in the comments that knows more than us. What do we think about her look?
You know, now I've like looked at it again and again, and I've like gone, nah, yeah.
I think
at first I was like the code. I was a bit like, what? This is too much. But
I see what you mean. And the judge we had this week, which is, by the way, I'm just going to get her name up now because I've got to remember this.
Because we remember everything on this podcast.
Everything on this podcast. Her name is Rena Owen, and she's a New Zealand actress.
Yes.
She was fun. She was very fun. She had a cool vibe. She made a very good point where she was like, I wish I had more time with the jacket when you came on the runway. Agreed. It's like, you know, I would like seeing it on the runway when she's standing there. I was like, great, I get to appreciate every bit of it.
Yes.
And I actually think her look did what Karen was trying to do.
Yes.
Much better.
Yes. I think surely that was more like of a...
Yeah.
Telling the story, like that's a political...
It was more political than fucking Karen's one because she's telling the story of the bushfires but actually being like, here is this thing and this is because of climate change. Or is it because... So she's going, here's how beautiful it is and here's how it was destroyed because climate change is real. And it was just a beautiful, perfect message.
Yeah, and I loved a little bit of like new life at the end.
Yeah, and it was like a little bit of the embers and the new, and then the little bit of green. Like, it was like a really good story, and I feel like she got read for it.
I think so.
But like,
but I can kind of I get it in a sense. I wish there was a bit more like difference in tones within the leaves. Oh yeah, okay. Because I feel like when you look at a eucalyptus tree, there's like you've got like there's a bit more brown in it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I fucking sound like an idiot. No, you're right though. Like it's very, very green. It's very nearly borderline costumey kind of vibes, right? Yeah. So that's when she first walked out. I was a bit like, I don't know about this. It looks like crepe. Is it called crepe paper? It does look like crepe paper. Crepe paper. Like that shit you get in the rolls and you just roll it out and then like if you get it wet, like it's streamers. A disaster. Yeah, streamers. She's just this is streamers. Oh my god, she's a party. She's a party. And moving on to, do we care? Scarlett Adams, her like Priscilla moment. You know what? To be honest, good. Okay, this is terrible for me to say. I'm exposing myself. I've never seen Priscilla. I know. But how can you appreciate Australian culture such as Asian women popping ping pongs out of their vaginas? What? Okay, yeah, you really haven't seen this movie. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't seen the movie, that happens. I'm going to stage production of it soonish. That should be good. I'll make up for it, I think. I hope they don't do that part on stage. So when this came out, I was a bit like... you might get a ping pong in the eye. Sorry. Oh, I hope so. I can take it home. I'll frame it. So when this came out, I was a bit like... I got the reference because... It's a good idea. I feel like as an Australian, you're aware of Priscilla, even if you haven't seen it. Yeah. So I know of it enough. Yeah. But I just didn't understand... Maybe you can fill in the blanks for me. Why she was so praised for this? Oh no, I don't get it. No, okay, it was purely a Priscilla is so well known. An on the nose reference. Well, was it just like an on the nose reference? She was like she fully just did the whole costume. I don't know. No, I think it was. I literally just think it was like because one thing Americans know about Australia is Priscilla. So it was just literally you did that, we get that. Okay, so they were like, oh my god, I know this one, I love it. Yeah, that's exactly why. Okay. And it was impressive how it like ballooned out. But was it? When she was like, and it's flowing behind me effortlessly, and I was like, is it? Looks like a struggle. Yeah, no, I can't believe we're standing on a stage. I just think it looks so cheap. Yeah, and but that's how it looks in the film though. Okay. It's very like that material. Then that makes sense. Okay, so again, I haven't seen it. So to be fair, I feel like in the film it looks like a lighter color or something. But anyway, maybe it is. I can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, it was nice, but yeah, I think the judges were very overly... They were just excited. For a racist, they sure were very happy to see her again. Oh, I don't know. It was weird.
I'm still very uncomfortable about this whole episode.
Yeah. This episode was a weird vibe.
Yeah. The whole thing. Once that happened, it gave me a wrong.
Anyway, okay, can we move on to
Oh, sorry, we didn't even talk about some of their ads.
Do we care?
Etcetera's ad, Pierce got called out. I liked it.
Thoughts. You liked it?
I liked it.
I didn't mind it either. Actually, I really liked it until the pissing in the jar bit because I was a bit like, okay, we didn't need this.
Yeah, but then they were calling her out being like, oh, this goes across the line. I'm like, babe, it's not. It's pissing in a jar. Piss in Australia is the term about alcohol. Drinking. It had this thing, you know what went over the line was Scarlett's with the whole vagina, like pretty much a whole story about vaginas are gross. And I'm like, why are we doing this whole like vaginas are gross thing?
I have a vagina and
it's disgusting. No, but like it was like, I don't know how you feel about it. There was people online who were like, why are we doing this weird, they were calling it misogynistic, basically being like, why are we shaming vaginas for being
because all vaginas are completely different. And like to say like, oh, you've got like big flaps, blah, blah, like, sorry, that's just how some vaginas look. Yeah, so it was like people read it like, and I wasn't even looking on that level because I'm a man, really so I don't think that far. Sorry, but I was literally just looking at it as like well, if they're calling hers crude for piss, like that is beyond crude. Yeah. Like the piss wasn't even crude. It was just the word piss. Get over it. Like that was crude. The vagina, like it was just like, and there was nothing made sense. Anyway, so that's. So just like every other week, we're like, we don't get the judges' critiques.
We don't, and to be fair, a lot, like this season has been, the judges are very...
it's fast-paced and we don't understand anything that's happening.
Yeah. So then, Electra wins, Maxi, Shield,
nice,
and etc.
Are in the bottom.
Sad
how are you feeling at this very moment?
I was I was confused because...
I was fucked.
I was fucked because I was sad... Firstly, because my queen was going home, you know?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Quite shocking.
But then it was Maxi, and I love Maxi. So I was like very torn. If etc. had been against any other person, I would be like, I fucking hate that person now. Yeah, and I'd be devastated. But because it was Maxi, I was a little bit like, oh, but... Actually, I want Maxi. And as soon as Maxi got that fucking microphone out...
this is the moment I've been waiting to talk about.
My God.
First of all, where did she pull that out from? Second of all, I've never been more impressed by a singular prop. Third of all, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't even care if etc. goes home right now. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but I was like, it's so simple.
It was so perfect.
It's so funny.
Also, part of me was just picturing her like on a hanging rock.
Absolutely everybody.
They're like trying to look for their missing. Absolutely.
Vanessa and Rossi echoing in the distance.
If someone would like to remake Picnic at Hanging Rock and just do that. Maxi, can you do that?
Can I borrow a costume? I've got some things I want to do.
Etc. stars as The Bush.
The Rock.
The Bush. Anyway, it was, look, honestly, if it was anyone else, it would have been a different story. I would be here crying with you right now. And I'm still very upset. I still feel so wrong about it. That, like, we now have our first all, like, top 6 all white or cis cast of RuPaul's Drag Race. That is a bigger yikes than even before. And I hate that. And, like, I don't know who would go home, though. Like, Scarlett should. Lol. That was easy. But, like, I don't know, just...
I know.
But then, Maxi deserves the win too.
I know.
It was a good lip sync. It was
deserving for Maxi.
Yeah. And that was the episode. So next week is the makeover challenge.
Yes.
So looking forward to that.
We will see how electroshock goes blending someone else's face.
Yes.
Because I know that's been a point. Hasn't that been a point? I feel like maybe that's a point I've made with her by myself.
Yeah.
Some of her makeup has not been so blended.
No, you
but
said that.
You know what?
You're excited too.
I'm excited to see. I hope it's not one of those things where like a queen that's been kind of doing not that great wins one week and then goes home the next week because they fucking bombed. They got this like false sense of confidence and like, I'm fucking fantastic. And then just
there's a good chance that might happen though. So before we leave, a couple more comments from the internets for us. Someone called Chewy Pineapple. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Chewy Pineapple had a lot of thoughts.
Actually, Chewy Pineapple, hello. You can take my spot. You Know your fucking shit.
It angers me when people research because I'm like, you know what? I could have done that.
If I had the time, which we do, but if we don't.
No. Chewy Pineapple cleared up for us that cocoa is Fijian ethnically. Thank you for that. That does cover that. So actually, we do have a little, to respond to the other person who was like, where are our Fiji other islander queens in the down under? We had cocoa. But
we had cocoa.
We just did a whole hour podcast just now about how white this is. So I totally get you, girl.
Yeah.
I agree.
With you.
But yeah, thank you, Chewy. And Chewy. And we also had Brandon say the Tamisha and Iman network would be serving with you two on.
Oh.
Thank you, Brandon.
Serving.
Agreed. That's a good thing, right? I'm not reading out. That's a nice thing, right? Serving. Great.
I hope so.
Didn't say serving what?
Serving dessert,
piss.
serving piss.
Just piss.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, if we were serving piss, like, I want us to be the et cetera of the Tamisha and Iman network. Like, just there being dirty little scoundrels, being a bit pissy.
Being a bit like, a bit crass.
Yeah.
Let's make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. This is a Gourmet Media podcast.